it's Kate. Not really a lot to tell you this week, but I felt like a wine and dollies because it's fun. So I've got Annabelle here with me, looking beautiful as ever, even though the cat keeps sleeping on her. I really shouldn't leave her on my chair, but you know, I put her on my chair and she sat and just comfy, and then the cat's like, well, fine, I'm gonna sit on the doll, and then she cuddles up to her and she's all like, love. That's cute. So I got this little, I forgot to show it in my previous video, but I got this tiny little traveler's notebook from Wish, and it's actually leather. I know that it's gonna be the case that it's hugely undervalued and blah blah blah, but well, it was really cheap and it's really cute, and I guess at least they're getting something for it. So I'm turning it into an herbal grimoire for Annabelle, or sort of medicine book, because she is a herbalist and a healer. It's yeah, it's quite a long story. I will go into it one day. I'm just not quite ready to share it. I've had a lot of my ideas and my stories and stuff ripped off by other people, so I get a little bit hesitant to share, which is stupid, because if you don't put it out there, how is anyone going to know about it? But there's also that, well, it's mine and I don't want someone to steal it, but they probably will anyway, and yeah. So I get inside my own head and I'm like, oh, I don't want to share. Also, her story needs a bit of fleshing out. There's very basic things that I do have completely sorted for her, but yeah, there's still some areas that need work. I love how well she stands. She's got cat hair all over her tits. Thanks, Lola. So she does usually stand well, but my desk is a little bit slippery and I just like wiped her boobs, so can you stand still? Thank you. So yeah, so I'm really feeling the mini-fees, and I keep taking the Lily Cat doll that I have up for sale or trade out of the bag and looking at it, and she's really beautiful and she does actually pose quite well. You know, I can get it to stand. I thought that was like impossible, but no, I get it to stand all the time, so that's pretty cool. But I don't look at her and have heart eyes like the emoji. I just look at her and I'm like, but no one wants to buy her. I thought I was gonna sell her and that fell through, and I'm a bit sad because it would have been nice to sort of keep her in the family, but you know, life is life, and never any grudges there. You know, I know what it's like. So yeah, but if someone wants to trade for a mini fee, I would go for a Chloe or a Celine, to be quite honest. They are beautiful sculpts and there's a reason why everyone gets them. I would like something a bit more like, you can't see my other hand, but like her. So something that works, that would look like a cousin for her, but in normal skin. And even though I would prefer an active line body, I would totally go for another Moe line. You know, I would cope with that. If worst came to worst, what I'd do is get another natural skin. Eventually, I'm gonna have to have, so because there's the three sort of main female characters. In fact, there's 5. So I'm gonna need quite a lot of dolls. But you know, the very main 3, the islanders. So they all come from an island. There's this there's a lot of stuff that happens, and so one of them is Annabelle's cousin, and one of them is just a friend, but she's sort of dragged into things, but I've got a soft spot for the character. I'll just say that, because again, it's one of those where you think, yeah, I really like that character, but she's not very developed, but I still really, really care for her. Yeah. So, and then I need 3 more female characters, but I'm not sure if I'll shell the Wicked Queen, who's not really wicked, it's all a matter of perception. But, so I need 2 more in addition to the 3. So I've got one out of, oh, now I've lost count. 6 females and 1 male. Well, actually, there's another female and another male, but that's probably going to be another 5 years in the making, because holy crap, this hobby is expensive. And they're not as important for me to shell. I feel like Annabelle and her cousin Maina and her friend and Finn, who is on his way and should be arriving soon, so we'll have an unboxing. They're the most important characters. And there's no point shelling characters that have died, in my opinion. But maybe I should. Maybe I will. Who knows? But, yeah. So I'm sort of I use Annabelle as a sort of aid memoir. She gets those creative juices flowing. I'm playing with her arms. I shouldn't have her sat down, because then it looks like I don't know, it looks weird, and I'm just sort of playing with something on my desk, but I'm playing with her arms because I have found that they tend to turn around to a weird angle, and then you try and bend them and you're like, that's not what arms do, no. So, yeah, so I've ordered a couple of bits and, I bought off the local eBay equivalent, Trade Me. I got, I found this little copper cauldron that I'm hoping will be the right size for Annabelle. Although, I think travelling with a cauldron could be quite difficult. I mean, if you've got a wagon like Lady T's dolls have, then it's fine. But I'm not entirely sure what sort of equivalent era they're in. I do really like the medieval sort of thing, but this to me is a more maybe 1700s outfit, and I like the fact that the outfits from that era, you've got a lot more materials and patterns and fabrics that you can play with. You know, it's a lot less restrictive. Well, it's post 1492, so of course it's a lot less restricted. They had things like tomatoes and syphilis and and they'd given the rest of the world like measles and shit. Hooray! But of course it's not set in this world, so it's about drawing the equivalents. And it's like Lady T was saying, she can do pretty much whatever she wants because it's her world. She can have it however she wants. I should not knock the tripod. That was a silly thing to do. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling the tent thing, but I do think she needs a something for brewing stuff. You know, she's a traveling herbalist because she has to leave the island at some point and go somewhere else. So whether this cauldron that's coming is going to be for her or for the 2 characters that I haven't thought about shelving yet. Shelving? You know, I've been at work all day. Oh my god, shelving. Shelling. Yeah. So, because basically, so Annabelle is a witch. She doesn't know it entirely. And her cousin is not a witch at all. She's a sort of tomboyish anomaly. There's a lot of backstory there. She didn't have a happy childhood. She's basically been adopted by Annabelle's father, but she just goes about doing whatever she wants because they know that she needs that time. But she's fiercely protective of Annabelle because they're like the sister that neither of them had. Then the third character is, at the moment, she's called Sal because she's barmaid, but she's not just a barmaid. I think she's gonna be, she plays the harp and sings as well to earn a keep. But basically, if you're not from a wealthy family, you've got to have a job, and there's not a lot of jobs on their island. You can either be a fisherman's wife, or before that, you've got to have a job, depending on your parentage. So that's Sal, but I might change her name because it seems a bit cliche. But she's a sort of buxom blonde, but she's got the voice of an angel, and I want to get her a tiny little harp, but I need to shell her first. So I don't actually know. I'm thinking like I think it's like the Momo or the Mio. They've got that sort of really angelic, sweet face. And to me, she's just a really, like, innocent, lovely girl. But horrible things happen to her. So, and at the start of the book that I was writing, she comes to Annabelle. And a lot of shit happens. So, anyway... but Sal doesn't have a shred of magical ability or power balancing or whatever it's going to be called. But then they go to what would be the mainland, and there's two witches that live together, Siobhan and Neve. They're not a couple, they're just sharing a house. They're just kind of buddies, but so maybe they'll get the cauldron, but I need to shell them as well. And so I'd hoped that the lily cat was going to be Siobhan, but it's just not working. It's just not. She's too, I don't know, it's just not working for me. She's a beautiful, absolutely exquisite doll, but I really need dolls that I can just kind of wave around and play with. You go like, oh! But I do. I wave her around, and I play with her hair, and I stick her fingers up her nose, and I detach her hand accidentally, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's alright. Yes, okay, she was quite expensive, but she just feels a lot more able to be played with. Look, she's poking her nose. Bogies. Yeah, I'm mature. So yeah. And yes, I can do that with her. I have posted photos to show her postability. She can stick her finger in her nose. But it just doesn't feel that... It just doesn't feel... I don't know, I can't put words to it, but it's like how I really love my Blythes because they are so easy to just pick up and do random shit with and just play with and dress up in stupid clothes, or, kind of, they've just got so much character coming out of them. And the Lily Cat doll, she has a lot of character, but I haven't discovered it, and I don't know that I've got the spoons to deal with that, if you see what I mean, which you might not. But it's like Annabelle I knew was going to fit the character straight off, and so I didn't have to worry about who is she, what's her raison d'etre, what's going on with this girl? I didn't have to worry about that at all because I knew she was perfect for Annabelle. And this girl just, she's so beautiful, and I don't want to let her go, but at the same time I don't want her to stay because I don't have room for her and the others, and I'd rather put my funds into more minifees or maybe an Unoa or something to go into my story. So yeah, so she's still for sale or for trade. Yeah. Wow, I went really tangential, I think, there. Yeah, so it's not even been a long week. I've had 1 day of work so far this week, but I had 6 days last week. I took yesterday off, but I'm just like, far out. It was a long day. So, I'm gonna, I don't think I have anything else to show. Oh, I do have, I got these little cauldrons for, I can show them now because my Blythe swap's done. I got these tiny little cauldrons for, you get for like trick-or-treaters, and I've put all these tiny bottles that I got from the craft store. Like, this one's really cool. So I put them all in the cauldron, and I think maybe if I painted it, it could look kind of realistic, although I've got that copper one coming. But yeah, it could be quite, it's, the problem is the flames that are sculpted onto it, but it's cute. And it's a good place to store those little tiny bottles. And now she's got her grimoire, and I'm gonna take like cuttings and press them and put them in the book or something. That'll be cute. So I'm really excited to just play with Annabelle, and maybe I'll just end up having only one minifee, I don't know. Well, and we'll see how she goes with her sort of love interest when he arrives this week. That'll be interesting. And I've rambled for nearly 18 minutes, so I should probably go, especially because it's nearly dinner time. In fact, yeah, dinner should be ready by now. So I will see you all later, and have a wonderful day, whatever day it is that this gets uploaded. Bye!